Baseball season is officially here. Jeff Baxter takes the reins of the Portland volleyball program, and Josh McSwiggan is having a stellar debut season on the hardwood. These stories and more are coming up next on Portside with the Pilots. Portside of the Pilots, I'm Adam Lindman. Well, it might not feel like it since the calendar still says January, but baseball season is officially here. With their first game of 2018 about a month away, the Pilots held their first practice at Joe Etzel Field last Friday. The Jeff Loomis era enters its third year, and the Pilots will look to a solid core of 20 returners and a heralded incoming class of 14 newcomers to collect some W's this spring. The Pilots open the campaign on the road at UCLA the weekend of February 16th through the 18th before coming back to the Ets for the home opener against Oregon on Wednesday, February 21st.
Opening day is a really exciting time for the team, so I know our guys are really excited to be out here. And I think for us right now, with the first 3 weeks of practice, is we've got to prepare for UCLA.
You know, we've all been chomping at the bit to get out here for the last 4 or 5 months or so, so we're excited to be back and get playing again. So,
you know, it's getting excited. You know, the season's coming up and it's going to be great. You know, we have a lot of heart, actually. A lot of guys that don't quit. We have a lot of hard workers, especially pitching staff, and a lot of guys on the position guys too, that guys that really work hard and just like showing that.
You know, we worked really hard over winter break, and so it's going to be a lot of fun. You know, we're just going to try to tighten the ship up, you know, just try to do everything the right way, do the little things the right way, because, you know, that's what makes the whole product really strong. So, you know, just focus on the details, and I think we'll be fine if we do that.
Goals, I say one would be, you know, start winning some ball games and get us back into that WCC playoff bracket. And so just trying to turn around the program and get us back into some wins.
It's an exciting time for soccer on the Bluff as both programs are enjoying a resurgence. The men's team continues to bring in top recruits while battling for conference titles, and the women's team is heading in a new direction as first-year head coach and UP Athletics Hall of Famer Michelle French has taken the helm. Last weekend, French was in California to meet with UP's Board of Regents.
We need to find that one special player and get them to come to UP. And whether that's the best player in Washington, whether it's the best player in Oregon, whether it's the best player from Pennsylvania. You know, Clive got Casey to come to UP, Tiffany Milbrick came to UP, and because they committed to the program, because they wanted to be a part of an idea and a vision, and they wanted to be the one that could start the turnaround of a program, that's what we need to sell as a staff.
Michelle is easily the coach that most people I talked to was kind of high on their wish list. If Frenchie would take this job, you know, it would really kind of put things back on the map. And I think Scott did a fantastic job of getting Michelle to come on board. And I think her energy and experience is second to none. And I think she'll really, you know, continue that transformation. And I think we're all excited about what the soccer program capabilities are on both the men's and the women's front.
I think the program and the school should be very excited about having Frenchie on. Obviously, she has a ton of experience of her own as a player and coaching at the highest level with the best team in the world. So I think that these girls should feel very lucky for what they're about to get. I think everyone should be really excited. I think she's going to bring the energy and that special personality that's always kind of been a part of the UP program, but she's going to bring, you know, an international pedigree with her that's going to demand a lot and create a very high standard for this school.
Nick coming in and doing a great job in his first couple of years, and, you know, winning WCC and really having an instant impact in the program and attendance and just re-engaging the team with the university, with the student base, with the community as well.
University of Portland's a destination. It's the place to be if you want to be an elite soccer player. This is Soccer City, USA. This is a soccer-first school. We have the best field in the country with some of the best fans around. Playing at Merlot is unbelievable experience, and then you combine that with the tradition and history that we've had. It's unparalleled experience for the next future pro to come to the University of Portland and not just get a great soccer education, but get one of the best educations in the classroom in the country.
What you really want is a culture where you know that if you go to University of Portland, that you're going to have the competition level, that you're going to be looked at by the pros, that you're at a place where you're ready to come into a professional environment.
Distance runner Nicole Carr will be Portland's latest entry into the West Coast Conference Hall of Honor. Carr, who started for the Pilots in the early 1990s, single-handedly rewrote the track record books, posting school records in the indoor 800, the mile, and the 3000. Her outdoor 1500 and 3000 records still stand today. In cross-country, she led the Pilots to 4 WCC team titles, claiming the individual title in 1994. She earned All-American honors in both cross-country and track, and she competed at the 1996 Olympic trials.
Nicole was really one of the first WCC women to really be running at a high level nationally. She was not just somebody who was good in the conference, but she was at a national level, which was kind of a new thing for the WCC. She sort of set this high standard of kind of letting the rest of the NCAA know that hey, here's a conference where we can have good people and we can do big things with athletes coming out of the WCC.
We're just getting started on Portside of the Pilots, and when we come back, we'll chat with Jeff Baxter, Portland's new head volleyball coach. Welcome back. We're now joined by the new head volleyball coach here at the University of Portland, Jeff Baxter. Jeff, first of all, congratulations.
Appreciate it, Adam. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Secondly, how has the past week been for you? A little hectic?
Yeah, officially got hired on Monday last week, and it's been a roller coaster ride trying to navigate my way through this head coaching position. But I have a lot of great support on our staff with Betsy Sedlak and Rick Muller. Sticking along with me, so we're navigating it and we're getting better at it for sure.
So the program obviously heading in the right direction under the guidance of now former coach Brent Crouch, who left for the USC job not too long ago. You played a vital role the past 2 seasons. What's it going to take to keep the momentum going?
Yeah, I think we're on a really good upward trajectory as a program. I think we're a good program. I don't think we're great yet, and for sure we need to continue the things that we've done well in the past. We have an excellent culture with our volleyball program. I think we do a really, really top-notch job of teaching volleyball and coaching volleyball. We need to continue to do these things and then raise our level of doing them even to a higher standard.
Brent was obviously a stellar coach, as you know, very technical. How would you describe your coaching style?
Yeah, I think part of the reason why Portland was attractive to me is because Brent and I were aligned in how we coach volleyball in a lot of ways. Of course, we're different people. I'm not Brent Crouch, he's not me, but our philosophies with volleyball are very much aligned. So the players have already noticed there's some differences in maybe how I design my whiteboard. But in terms of how we teach and what's important to us as a program, those things aren't going to change.
Dr. Brent Crouch, right?
Sorry, the doctor. Yeah, of course.
Are you a doctor?
Sorry, but I'm not. Master, yeah.
Give it time, give it time. So under Brent's guidance the past couple of years, what are some of the things you did learn from him and some of the things that you might continue that he began?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I've learned in these last 2 years is that you need to be a great teacher. You need to know your stuff with volleyball. But above all else, like what we really do in our office and what we really do in the gym, it's all about relationships. Players need to know that you're looking out for the best for them and vice versa. And they need to trust you as their coach, as a mentor. They need to know that they can come to you and talk to you about anything. And then they also need to trust that you're doing your work too to become a better volleyball coach. And we think about that every day when we're in the office and we're putting in the hours to make sure we're the best that we can be for our program.
So the spring season is here, beach volleyball season right around the corner.
Right.
The program last year had some success, reached some milestones. You were a big part of that.
Yeah.
What are some of the goals this spring for beach?
Yeah, I don't want to set any hard and fast goals for beach right now. That's something we'll do as a program, me and the student athletes, but we've always been about the process. It is about the process for the indoor program. It's about the process for the beach volleyball program. We experienced some success and last year with beach, and we didn't spend a second talking about that success. It's how are we going to grow, how are we going to improve. And we spent the off season, Rick Muller and I did, studying beach volleyball, getting really, really good at coaching it and getting better at coaching it. And hopefully that reflects in our practices and our players even rise to a higher standard this year.
Let's rewind it a few years when you first came to Portland. Came to Portland from LMU after playing and coaching at CSUN. How did you end up at the Rose City? Why don't you walk us through the process?
Yeah, I was a volunteer coach at Loyola Marymount, and I was coaching with a great coach, Tom Black, and I spent the year there and I learned a ton. And you know, exploring possibilities of jobs. I wasn't super familiar with UP. Of course, they're in LMU's conference, so I got to come up here and see how beautiful Portland was. I got to meet Brent a couple of times during that season, and I could tell that we got along really well and we gelled really well. And like I said before, our philosophies really were aligned. So the second I heard there was a possibility to come to UP, once I was done at LMU, Tom Black at LMU said you should absolutely go for it, and I contacted Brent, and one of the best decisions I've ever made by far.
And now you have the reins of the program. Talk about what the future of this program holds.
Yeah, I don't know if I can dictate that necessarily. Of course I have a role in that, but we have a whole program, right? It's about the student athletes, it's about the rest of my staff, it's about all of our support staff as well. So I can say this, I can say we're going to be giving our best effort mentally, and we'll give our best effort physically, and we'll be dedicated to a process.
And let's talk about some of those student athletes. You obviously lose Hannah Troutman, who had a huge impact on this program. Freshman will be a year older. Talk about some of the key players you'll have going into the fall.
Yeah, Hannah Troutman was a special player for us. We're losing a couple really special seniors. Going into the fall, we returned Kaylee Thompson, our setter, Katie Barker, who made the move from outside hitter to middle blocker and really thrived in that role last year. We'll have, like you said, some freshmen rising through the ranks, and they're getting better every single day. They're in the gym during the springtime right now, and we're getting better. And, of course, Reagan Pukas is returning, who was a starting outside hitter for us last year. Lots of key contributors coming back and lots of new faces and new places, and we're excited to see what they can do.
Switching gears now to basketball. We hear you're a beast on the court, playing in the noon ball games with some of the other staff members here at UP. Talk about your skills on the hardwood.
Yeah, I don't want to come off as arrogant. I'm by far the best coach on this campus when it comes to staff basketball. I mean, Terry Porter hasn't got out there yet, but you can talk to Tino with baseball, he knows. Ask the baseball staff, they know who the best coach is on campus when it comes to staff basketball.
Can you dunk it?
I can dunk it, absolutely.
And we hear some of
I need a trampoline and a low rim, but I can absolutely put the biscuit in the basket.
We hear those games can get pretty intense. Is that true?
Yeah, we've had some verbal altercations, and hasn't gotten super physical yet, but yeah, the baseball staff knows. They understand.
We need to get a camera out there one of these days.
Absolutely, you do. Yes, you do.
Lastly, switching it back to volleyball, what can fans expect to see from the Pilots when they come to the Chalice Center next fall?
Get excited for some high-level volleyball. It's going to be high-level volleyball. We're going to execute at a high level, and like I said before, you're going to see a group of young women who are giving their absolute best effort, and it's the same thing they do every day in practice, and that's how we're growing as a program, and it's going to continue through next season.
Jeff Baxter, new volleyball coach here at the University of Portland. Thanks for joining us. Good luck for the beach and beyond.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Thanks, Adam.
Still to come, we feature men's basketball sophomore Josh McSwiggan, who is enjoying a debut season on the Bluff. You're watching Portside of the Pilots on NBC Sports Northwest. Welcome back. He made a few stops before ending up on the Bluff, but it appears Josh McSwiggan is right at home as he is enjoying a stellar first season with the Pilots. He's bared a team best 55 threes this winter, and he leads the team in scoring.
McSwiggan drives, right hand off the glass. three from McSwiggan. He knocks it down.
I mainly grew up in a place called Warrington, and I played soccer. That is pretty much it. Played a bit of rugby here and there, but soccer was the main deal, and then I just got into basketball after that and carried on playing it. Coming out of England, there was not much recruitment from high Division I schools, and UTEP was my main Division I school that paid a lot of interest, and then I built up a good relationship with Coach Cantu, and I had belief in it, and I wanted to go to the highest level I possibly could, and UTEP was that for me at the time.
Well, I really loved his athleticism. I don't think anybody here at Portland has really seen that part of his game. He has shot the ball really well from three, and he's kind of leaned in that area a little bit more. But when I first had him at UTEP, he was above the rim offensively, tip dunking, getting to the rim, one-on-one finishing plays a lot more aggressively. We think that will be coming soon. For his first real year of Division I basketball, I think he's done really well, and I think you'll see even a bigger jump between this year and next year.
And it's jammed home with an exclamation point by Josh McSwiggan.
When I was in JUCO, I got interest from all over the country, but it was that relationship that I built with Coach Cantu and the coaching staff, and also the incoming class, and I had faith in the program, and that's what ultimately brought me to Portland.
I really love playing with Josh. He's really supportive. He's really supporting you all the time. Even though if you do something bad, he's right there next to you, supporting you and everything. And he's just a good guy overall, so I really like playing with him.
I have a major. I'm organizational communication, and the best part about school is just the variety of classes that you get to take, and you just get to learn so many different things, and it really puts you in a good position for later life.
McSwiggan, captain, shoot, three, got it!
I just love being in a city, first of all. I'm more of a city person, and that's a big thing for me, but there's so much to do, so I go bowling, to the movies and things like that, and how the weather is the big thing that reminds me of home.
And a three by McSwiggan, and he's got another.
I think he is, what I thought he was going to be, but I think he can be even better. We've discussed this as a staff. When a guy's leading your conference in three-point percentage, it's up to us to find, ways for him to get more shots.
The positive of playing against such tough teams and playing a schedule like we have, and I think that builds a lot more experience, and it's all about experience to move on and build and grow from. And I think that's the main thing, because obviously we're young and we have good spurts and tough spurts, but I think with experience it starts to string things together, and that'll be the best thing for us.
Josh McSwiggan a three.
Gotta be the shoes. Let's go.
It's made us a lot closer. Being put into it is like being put in the deep end without being able to swim. You gotta learn together, and obviously the coaches put things together to help us learn, but the main thing is experiencing it, and we're all in the same boat of being new to it all and having to just go in and do our best. That's what helps us as a team, just being able to be in it together.
McSwiggan, now he gets their mojo back. That's a three.
I think we'll be very good team, and I think we'll bring in a lot of wins, and I think it just takes time, hopefully not too much time, but we'll definitely be good.
McSwiggan wide open for the tie. Got it! Tied at 72.
The women's basketball team had a successful weekend as the Pilots defended the home court and claimed a 68-65 win over St. Mary's, one of the top teams in the conference. The Pilots led the Gales for most of the afternoon, but St. Mary's was able to jump ahead in the fourth quarter. That's when the Pilots got clutch buckets from Julie Spencer and Darian Slaga to reclaim the lead. Portland then made enough free throws down the stretch, and they clinched the game with defense in the final moments. Spencer collected her fourth double-double of the year with 16 points and 14 rebounds, and it's the Pilots' first win over St. Mary's since 2009. The Pilots are inviting all alums of the program to their annual Alumni Day, which will take place on Saturday, February 10th during Portland's game against Pacific. There will be halftime refreshments for the alums, and a post-game meal with the team will follow the contest with the Tigers, which starts at 2 p.m. Alums will also be honored throughout the game, so if you want to attend, please contact Director of Operations Tiffany Gibson at 503-943-7044 or email gibson@up.edu. After a challenging week that had the Pilots play a pair of ranked opponents, the men's basketball team returns home to host Pepperdine and LMU at the Chow Center. Thursday night's game with the Waves, which is slated for 7 p.m., is the first matchup between Portland and Pepperdine this season, while the Pilots narrowly defeated the Lions in LA earlier this month. Saturday's tip with LMU is slated for 1 p.m., and the game will feature the always popular halftime mile on the Chow Center track. The Pilot men's tennis team parlayed the best season in program history last year into a nationally ranked recruiting class this year. TennisRecruiting.net lists Aaron Gross's four-player 2018 recruiting class number 21 nationally and third among all non-Power 5 schools. The defending West Coast Conference champion Pilots have played a rigorous early season schedule, and that continues this week when Princeton visits on Thursday at 6 p.m. at Stafford Hills Club in Tualatin. The Pilots will then host Portland State for their home opener on Saturday at noon at the Louisiana Pacific Tennis Center. The Bi-Mart Fan Photo Contest continues, and when you're cheering on the Pilots this week, simply pull out your cell phone and take a picture of yourself or your friends, and then post that photo to Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook using the hashtag PilotGameDay. A new winner is chosen every week right here on Portside, and the winner will receive a prize courtesy of Bi-Mart. The weekly winners are also entered into a drawing for the grand prize at the end of the basketball season, which are tickets to see the Miami Heat and UP alum Eric Spoelstra take on the Portland Trailblazers at the Moda Center on March 12th. This week's winner is Dylan Darling. Congratulations, Dylan, and good luck in the grand prize drawing. That does it for this week's Portside of the Pilots, but you can always reach out to us on social media by using the hashtag Portside. Good night, and we'll see you next week.